I thought my life would look different at 61. I did not picture still struggling financially, living in a little one-bedroom apartment, being in grad school, working as a nanny, single. Didn't picture that. So I just wanted to blab about it. The boys are here. They got shaved yesterday. Man, I'm just really struggling to make a video today, but I'm gonna do it. When I was younger, honestly, from the time I was a kid, you hear about kids dreaming about what they want to be when they're older and what they want to do, and I never remember doing that. I do know as a young adult, I wanted a family. I did always know I wanted kids. Now I know that was probably to fix the things that I didn't have or didn't get, which that's another video. I think this is the first time in my life I've been actively pursuing something for myself, like that I'm very conscious and aware of, and that it's strictly for me. There's no other agenda. And I've just been thinking about that. Probably if you asked me when I was 25 or 30, I would have said I'd be close to retired or retired. My house would be paid off. I'd have a place that my kids could come home to and, feel like what it felt like to walk into my grandparents' house when I was growing up, just like, and that I would be financially just not struggling constantly still, like I have all my life, despite working hard all my life. Yeah, it's a bit depressing, but I can't stay there, which is why when I decided to go back to school at 58, 3 years ago, it sounded preposterous. I've told this story on here before, but I read an article online about a man that was, I think he was 65 or 67. He was actually a doctor, a medical doctor, but he had always wanted to go to law school. So he kept working as a doctor and went to law school, got his JD, and I looked him up probably 6 months or so ago, and he retired just a few years ago, well into his hundreds. So there's that part of me that, like, what if I am healthy and live to be 85 or 90? I mean, our president right now is 80, not doing so well. But so I still have hopefully a lot of years ahead of me. So there was that gamble. Like, do I just keep bumping along and hope for the best? Or do I go, you know what? I'm going to do this. Even at this age, I will have to work till I die. And so it might as well be something, I can sit and talk to people even when I'm, 75 or 80 or 85. So, yeah, here I am at 61, really with the life of a, 22-year-old, doing an unpaid internship, working as a nanny, living in a little one-bedroom apartment, driving an old beater, having too much month, not enough money at the end of the month, too much month at the end of the money. It's not a sob story. It's just, if there's anyone out there that is just feeling overwhelmed, and I think too, it's just harder right now. Like, I've just been reading things about just how hard it is to make it in the US in this economy. Without getting too political, it used to be that if you worked full time, you could have a basic, decent life. And it's just not that way anymore. It's just not that way anymore. I put in, where can I live in a modest, safe 2-bedroom apartment no car payment, just all the insurances, paying rent, car repairs, food, utilities. Where can I do that on $60,000 a year? It's not here. I think it gave me like Fort Wayne, Indiana, Wichita, Kansas, and 60,000 is like $30 an hour. That's 4 times the minimum wage. And so there's shame around the fact that I just can't ever get ahead. Like these guys, I just spent $900 on them over the past 2 Saturdays on a credit card. They had not had proper vaccines in years. They had terrible allergies, which is what led me to take them, where they were scratching and biting themselves to the point of bleeding. They haven't been groomed in probably 3 years. I snip them myself. I don't go on vacations. I have no vices other than Diet Coke. Cheers. I don't go out. I don't take trips. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't do drugs. I don't shop. And I work hard. And it's, you know, when you feel guilt about going to Aldi and spending $80 on, I don't think I splurged on anything. I mean, I got a bag of chips. Like, it's not the bag of chips that's killing us, people. I don't know. This is veering wildly, but I guess I'm just here to say solidarity. We got to keep going. It just feels really hard and unfair. And overwhelming. So, other than that, things are great. Yeah, I think it's just really hitting me. Once I graduate and move, I will have done all this work, and until I get, I think I already said this, until I get my clinical license, I will probably be making, oh, and then student loans, add that on top of it, the predatory student loans that started accruing interest when I started school. So, and for any of you that say you shouldn't have done that, there was no other way to do it. And let me just tell you, because I went to college in 1982, my tuition per semester, I think, was like $458 or something. Now it's, well, I have to take 10 hours in a graduate school. I think it's almost $7,000. You could work in the summer and make enough money to pay your first semester of tuition. Now, I think I read you'd have to be making, I don't even know, it was like 70 something dollars an hour or whatever. Editing Kim here to say, I did the math on it. In 1983, the minimum wage where I lived was $3.35 an hour. And if you worked 40 hours over the summer, that would give you $1,742. That would pay my tuition for a year and also give me a little spending money. Today, so my tuition was like $1,100 a year. Today, if I was full-time undergrad, you're probably looking at least, I don't know, it's a state school, I go to University of Texas at Arlington, probably at least $9,000 or $10,000 for full-time hours as an undergrad. And at the current minimum wage, you would make $3,900 over the summer, which would not even be enough to pay for half a semester. Okay, for shits and giggles, let's put in $15 an hour. That still wouldn't pay for one semester. I'd have no spending money over the summer. So that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's just, anyway, I hope you had something good in your day. I'm going to make myself a good meal. Roasted green beans, these little baby new potatoes. These have garlic and Parmesan on them. And then, because I rarely buy beef anymore, I have a pound of ground beef. Oh, hi, Bobo. Hi, Bobo. 3 or 4 patties of ground beef, just like fry them in a skillet. So we're gonna keep going. It's not too late. You're not too old. I'm feeling I'm feeling a little bit like it today, but I'm gonna do my homework and keep going. Let me know how you're doing.